Hello, this is Advocate Parth Chaudhary. Welcome to Part 2 Introduction to IBC Code 2016 mini lecture series. Last time we came across few of the definitions. Now, further we'll read Insolvency Resolution and Liquidation for Corporate Persons, Part 2. Let's see what it says about. This part shall apply to matters relating to insolvency and liquidation of corporate debtors where the minimum amount of default is 1 lakh, provided that the central government may, by notification, specify the minimum amount of default of higher value which shall not be more than 1 crore. But as we know, during the COVID-19 pandemic, government and IBC board had to take a decision wherein they increased the minimum amount of default to 1 crore from 1 lakh, and they also suspended any filing of fresh IBC matters from last year, that is 25th March 2020, which was applicable till this year, 24th March 2021. We'll move forward with the with more definitions. There was new amendment inserted in part 4, which says, provided further that the central government may, by notification, specify such minimum amount of default or higher value which shall not be more than 1 crore rupees for matters relating to pre-packaged insolvency resolution process of corporate debtors under chapter 3A. This is something new that they have amended and brought in the IBC. We'll discuss over this pre-packaged insolvency resolution process in details in our next lecture. Moving forward, what is an adjudicating authority? The purpose of this part means National Company Law Tribunal constituted under section 408 of Companies Act. What does section 408 of Companies Act say? It says constitution of NCLT, that is National Company Law Tribunal. The central government shall, by notification, constitute with effect from such date as may be specified therein, a tribunal to be known as the National Company Law Tribunal, consisting of a president and such member of judicial and technical members as the central government may deem necessary, to be appointed by it by notification, to exercise and discharge such powers and functions as are or may be conferred on it by or under this section or any other law for the time being in force. Moving forward, what is an auditor? Auditor means a chartered accountant certified to practice as by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India under section 6 of the Chartered Accountants Act 1949. What is base resolution plan? It means a resolution plan provided by the corporate debtor under the clause C of subsection 4 of section 54A. We'll get on to that later. What is a constitutional document? In relation to corporate person, includes articles of association, memorandum of association of a company, and incorporation documents of limited liability partnership. As we all know, MOA, AOA are the two important documents required in all the companies. Moving forward, corporate applicant means a corporate debtor or a member or partner of the corporate debtor who is authorized to make an application for the corporate insolvency resolution process, or the newly introduced amendment which says pre-packaged insolvency resolution process as the case may be under the constitutional document of corporate debtor. Moving forward, an individual who is in charge of managing the operations and resources of the corporate debtor, or a person who has control supervision over the financial affairs of the corporate debtor. This is the definition of corporate applicant, A, B, C, D. I hope you guys are clear. Moving forward, as per the new amendment 5A, corporate guarantor. What does it mean? It means a corporate person who is the surety in a contract of guarantee to the corporate debtor. Moving forward, dispute. It's a very important definition. Includes suit or arbitration proceedings relating to the existence of the corporate debtor. Dispute includes suit or arbitration proceedings relating to the existing amount of debt Definition of debt has already been discussed in the previous lecture. Second, quality of goods or services. Third, breach of representation or warranty. Moving forward, financial creditor means person to whom a financial debt is owed and includes a person to whom such debt has been legally assigned or transferred to. Next, what is a financial debt? It means a debt along with interest, if any, which is disbursed against the consideration for the time value of money and includes what? There are many points. I'll read one by one. Money borrowed against the payment of interest. Next, amount raised by acceptance under any acceptance credit facility or its dematerialized equivalent. Next, amount raised pursuant to any note purchase facility or the issue of bonds, notes, debentures, loan stock or any similar instrument. The amount of any liability. Next, the amount of any liability in respect of any lease or hire purchase agreement which is deemed as finance or capital lease under the Indian accounting standards or other accounting standards as may be prescribed. Next, receivables sold or discounted other than any receivables sold on non-recourse basis. Next, any amount raised under any transaction include any forward sale or purchase agreement having commercial effect of borrowing. There's further explanation for these subclauses. What are the explanation? Point A. Any amount raised from an allottee under a real estate project shall be deemed to be an amount having the commercial effect of borrowing. Next, the expression allottee and the expression real estate project. What do they have the meaning? What is the meaning of these terms or expressions, so to say? The meaning is respectively assigned to them in clause D and ZN of section 2 of the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016. We'll come to this later. Next, any derivative transaction entered into in connection with protection against or benefit from fluctuation in any rate or price, and for calculating the value of any derivative transaction, only the market value of such transaction shall be taken into account. Next, any counter indemnity obligation in respect of guarantee, indemnity bond, documentary letter or credit, or any other instrument issued by a bank or financial institution. Next, amount of any liability in respect of any guarantee or indemnity or any of the items referred to in subclause A and H, A to H of this clause. Next, moving forward to new definition. Financial position in relation to any person means financial information of a person as on a certain date. Next, information memorandum means a memorandum prepared by resolution professional under subsection 1 of section 29. What does section 29 of IBC say? It says preparation of information memorandum. First point, the resolution professional shall prepare an information memorandum in such form and manner containing such relevant information as may be specified by the board for formulating a resolution plan. Moving forward to the next definition, initiation date. What does it mean? A date on which financial creditor, corporate applicant, operational creditor, as the case may be, makes an application to the adjudicating authority for initiating a corporate insolvency resolution process, or the newly amended inserted part being pre-packaged insolvency resolution process, as the case may be. Next definition, insolvency commencement date means the date of admission of an application for initiating corporate insolvency resolution process by the adjudicating authority under section 7, 9 or 10, as the case may be. Moving forward, insolvency resolution process cost means what? There are 5 pointers to it, which I'll read one by one. A. Amount of any interim finance and the cost incurred in raising such finance. Second, fees payable to any person acting as a resolution professional. Next, cost incurred by the resolution professional in running the business of the corporate debtor as a going concern. Any cost incurred at the expense of the government to facilitate the insolvency resolution process. Next, any other cost as may be specified by the board. Moving on to next definition. Insolvency resolution process period. Now what does it mean? It is of 100, the period is of 180 days beginning from the insolvency commencement date and ending on 180 day. Next, interim finance means any financial debt raised by the resolution professional during the insolvency resolution profession period or by the corporate debtor during the pre-packaged insolvency resolution process period, as the case may be, and such other debt as may be notified. Moving on to next definition, liquidation cost. What does it mean? Any cost incurred by the liquidator during the period of liquidation subject to such regulation as may be specified by the board. Liquidation commencement date means what? Date on which proceedings for the liquidation commence in accordance with the section 33 or section 59 as the case may be. Next, liquidator means insolvency professional appointed as a liquidator in accordance with the provision of chapter 3 or chapter 5 of this part as the case may be. Now, who is an officer? For the purpose of chapter 6 and chapter 7 means an officer who is in default as defined in clause 60 of section 2 of the Companies Act 2013, or a designated partner as defined in clause J of section 2 of the LLP, that is Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008 as the case may be. Next, operational creditor means a person to whom an operational debt is owed and includes any person to whom such debt has been legally assigned or transferred. Operational debt means a claim in respect of the provision of goods or services including employment, or a debt in respect of the payment of dues arising under any law for the time being in force and payable to the central government or the state government or any local authority. What is operational debt? Means a claim in respect of the provision of goods or services including employment, or debt in respect of payment of dues arising under any law for the time being in force and payable to the central government or any state government or any local authority. Next, personal guarantor means an individual who is the surety in a contract of guarantee to the corporate debtor. Personal includes whom? It includes directors, managers, key managerial personnel, designated partners and employees if any of the corporate debtor. New insertion as per the amendment 23A, preliminary information memorandum means a memorandum submitted by the corporate debtor under clause B of subsection 1 of section 54G. Guys, we'll stop our lecture over here because the next definition is of pre-packaged insolvency commencement date. It's a new term which has been brought in the IBC by the latest amendment. And before touching the definitions of pre-packaged insolvency process, I'll give a short brief note of what the meaning is to make it more clear to you all people. Thank you. See you next time.